I'm smiling because the next speaker is my personal friend. I also met her at Jack Canfield, and we shared not only in those seminars, but in the personal life as well. My wife Myra and I spent some time with her this summer on our vacation, and we had a blast. Amy Cady, she is a world-renowned Pilates instructor and international speaker. She has created a book and DVD system called Get the Skinny on Your Success, which I did, and I thought I was fit until I did her videos. She's amazing. Please welcome to the stage, Amy Cady.
Dozing off while we're speaking, and if we can't see you, take a really deep breath in through the nose and take that oxygen into your brain. It will immediately wake you up, and then exhale it out. So I'm going to breathe just like this. Everybody take a breath in through the nose, and then exhale. Just let it go. I kid you not, it will wake you up. Now I want you guys to just shake it out a little bit. Just shake those legs, shake those arms, shake the head, take a breath in. Nobody's watching you. Look this way, right here. Breathing in, and then exhale. And I would forgive you if you stood up during my talk and did this so that you could stay awake. And I invite you to do that for the next day and a half because we're going to be giving you guys a lot of information. Okay, last shake. Shake it out. Now, while we're standing, most of you guys know that I flew in from California back in Wednesday. How many of you are familiar with California? Most of you guys? Have you been there? Have most of you guys been to California? Yeah, maybe not. I know it's a long trip to get there. So what do you know about California? Somebody tell me what you know about it. Specifically Southern California. Sunshine. 24/7. What else?
Light.
Light? Life or light? Love.
White.
Light. What else?
Palm tree.
Palm trees, yes. You're getting there. What else?
Oranges.
I'm not there now. Right here. Surfing, yes. Have you all? Hollywood, of course. Money. Bling. Movie stars, right? Jack Canfield. And all the big speakers, right? So you guys can sit down now. You're awake and ready for this. What we call this California thing is living that California dream, right? The bright lights, the big stars, everything. The sunshine, the surfers, it's amazing, it's beautiful. I was living that California dream. Me personally. I had a husband. I had a beautiful home. I have 2 amazing children out of this marriage. My son, Aiden, who's 12, and my daughter, Ashlyn, who's 11, who actually texted me today and told me she's been wearing the same shirt of mine for 3 days in a row because she misses me so much. So cute. And I had a really nice, big, thriving Pilates business, so much so that I brought on a partner who also helped, what I believed, to help me get even more successful. But in 2012, that California dream actually became a nightmare. My marriage ended. We grew apart. My business partner stole my business and cut me off completely from my clients. Inevitably, I had to file for bankruptcy because I had no money coming in. And if that wasn't enough, I started dating a very charming, but a very abusive alcoholic. What had happened? Well, in 2012, when we finalized our separation, my husband came over to me in our house and handed me a stack of bills, and he stuck them in my hand. And he said, "These are yours now. Take my name off of every bill. Take them off every credit card. You need to open those now. It's all on you." And with that, he marched right out the door and slammed it shut. And I sat there with a stack of bills in my hands going, 17 years of my life, security just walked out that door. I don't think I've paid a bill in 17 years. And ironically, I walked over to the desk where he used to pay those bills and placed it down and sat down, and I just stuck my head in my hands and just sobbed. I don't know how long I was in that mode, but I was sat, fear, paralyzed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any money. My life was gone. And I finally pulled it together, just enough to go to the bathroom to get a tissue. And when I walked in that bathroom, I saw myself in the mirror. In disbelief, broken, tear-stained face said, "What have you done? Who in the world is going to want you? What makes you think that you could be successful?" And as I started to walk out of that bathroom, I stopped for another second and took another glimpse of myself in the mirror and said, "Everything that you worked for has ended up like this. This is not what I want. Because if I choose to stay this broken woman with no money and no direction and no security, I'm going to end up staying exactly the way I am, repeating the same patterns over and over and over again." Instead, I decided to take a step towards that desk and sit down and sort through those bills and get started on it. I had to come into that my own power again. There's no way I wanted to stay the same, and there's no way I would have repeated those 4 things that happened to me in the past 3 years. No way. And at that moment, I came up with a system. It's the power system. It is. It really is. The power of positive self-image. Oh, there we go. There we go. So there's the 5 steps right there. You guys see that on your end?
No.
You don't? Come on over. I did what? We can stand up and move again if you want to. While we're... Thank you, sir. I can go into it anyway. Yay. We love the technicians. So power, P-O-W-E-R, an acronym. The P stands for positive, thank you, inner dialogue. The O stands for organizing your environments and cleaning up your mess. The W stands for work on yourself and invest in yourself. The E is ease into action. And then R is reach out and be accountable. Don't worry about the video, it's not worth it. There's really only one slide I want you to see anyway that's important to me. But let's start with the P. Positive inner dialogue. Listen to this. Researchers say that we speak to ourselves internally 50,000 times. Did you guys hear that? 50,000 times we speak to ourselves. Deepak Chopra says we do it 65,000 times. Unbelievable. And there's other researchers that say we do it even more than that. But here's the astounding statistic. Thank you. 80% of that self-talk is negative. And at the very conservative end of that, that means that we speak 40,000 times to ourselves negatively. Can you believe that? Isn't that remarkable? I would rather talk to somebody else because they're going to be super nice to me and tell me nice things other than talking to myself and speaking to myself 40,000 times negatively. It's unbelievable. But why do we do that? Why in the world would we talk so negatively about ourselves? Well, frankly, it's because it's an innate behavior. We speak to ourselves negatively as sort of a mechanism to keep from being hurt. It's very similar to the animal kingdom, right? They're always on the defense too, and they're always prepared because they can get eaten or chased after, or whatever the case may be. But that's pretty primitive, but getting back to us, what is that like? Why are we always on the defense? Why Why do we always talk negatively about ourselves? It actually directly impacts ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it can keep us down. I was that broken woman saying those awful things to myself time and time and time again. I lost it all. Money, everything. It didn't serve me at all. At all. But I'm here today to tell you that we can change those thoughts. Now, Yusuf, just a little while ago, talked about the E plus R equals O, which is not what's on the screen, but that's okay. We'll go back. There we go. Your event plus your response equals your outcome. Now, this formula for me changes the game daily. My event plus my response to that event equals an outcome. And that outcome can be positive or negative. It's your choice. Your choice of how you choose to deal with your life. You can stay in that negative, victimhood, broken person, or you can move forward, have a positive reaction, and have a better life, a more successful life. So a great example of this is, and I was trying to configure this in rupees. Did I say that right? Is that right? But everybody knows dollars too. But actually, rupees sounds like a jewel. I love the name of that. It sounds so much more romantic than dollars. But let's say your event is your boss gives you $400. Your reaction to that is you go out and spend it on an item in town. Your outcome is you're broke. Choice 2 is your boss gives you $400. Your response is that you invest it. And your outcome is that you've invested in your future. Now for choice 1, for me, that doesn't work well, right? Because you heard me say I filed for bankruptcy. So that promotes, or really makes me very stressed. Just even talking about it, it makes me so stressed out. If that money's gone, I'm thinking, there I go back again into that broken person. But if you choose to invest in it, all of a sudden, you're relaxed. Or I was relaxed. I feel more secure. I have a sense of that security that walked out the door. Another example would be more daily life specific, is when I went through customs in New Delhi Airport. That was definitely an E plus R equal O moment for me, because I had to stand in line at one of the lines to go through the foreigner's visa, right? Because you have to have a visa to get here. And I was in the wrong line because I had an E-ticket, right? So I stood in that line for an hour, and once I got up to the guy, I was really excited because I wanted to go get my luggage and get on the next flight to get here. He's like, no, this is the wrong line. You need to go over to that one, which is down the road. Okay. So I go gather my stuff and I get to the other line, and the same thing. I have to stand in there for an hour. And finally, when I get to the front, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you know this, you have to do like 4 fingers with the left hand and 4 with the right, and then 2 thumbs, and I couldn't get it right. I was doing the right hand when I should have been doing the left hand, and I couldn't keep the fingers and the thumbs. And there were 2 guys back there, and they were yelling at me, and I don't know what they're saying because I don't understand the language, and all I wanted to do was yell back, right? But I had to stop myself for a second and go, okay, this could not be good. That outcome could be that you could be going back on that plane home. So you need to stop right here. So my reaction to that instead was, okay, I just have to relax about it, do it the correct way, and then on the way I went. It really alleviates a lot of stress. It brings awareness to those 40,000 negative things that you say to yourself. If you could stop for 1 second and say, okay, let me think about this before I speak. Let me think about this before I react. Because then that outcome would be a more positive experience, which will move you towards your goals, move you more towards your success, move you towards whatever that case may be. E plus R equals O. How is your inner dialogue? Is it positive or negative? Are you willing to change that and make that shift? It's your choice. Choose the power. The next one